Welcome to the Plead the Fifth podcast, recorded in the Bullhucker studio.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Is this your first time? Welcome aboard, man. We hope you dig us and follow us and subscribe and all that good stuff. We're recording here in the Bullhucker studios in the bowels of the Brush Emporium, 210 Clayton Street here in Brush, Colorado. In this episode, we have a couple of my coworkers, or a couple of the jefes from work. Nick and Eric come on and answer 12 questions apiece about everything from jail to music to time travel and everything in between. If you like what you see and you want to see some more, on the bottom right hand corner of the screen there's a little red dot. That's our subscribe button. Go ahead and click that. It's a small click for you, but a huge click for us. Now, time for the podcast.
Milkman in the house. So, yeah. What's going on, guys?
Oh, nothing. Man. Just chilling.
Not in my basement, that's for sure. So,
no.
If you listen to the podcast, it's the bowels of the Emporium. That's where we're at. So,
kind of wish we were in your basement. And feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah. It's haunted down here.
What?
It's supposed to be haunted. Yeah, no, it's. So I had a medium on here, and she caught it. She said there's a little boy in here. He's scared. He's not, you know what I mean? So you're laughing. I love it. But then another, Silver Vincenzetti came on, and she's looking at all that supernatural shit. And then before I left, she's like, you know there's something down here. I go, what is it? She's like, a little boy. And these people don't know each other, dude. So I always leave. I'm like, you got to stay here. You can't follow daddy home. You know what I'm saying? So you might do the same. I don't know. If he haunts your asses, that's on you. So
Weird thing, though. So me and my dad used to have duck walls. The old duck walls, 2 doors down.
What do you mean you used to have it?
We used to lease it from the Knights of Columbus, or the Masons.
Okay.
For brush sewing back. We used to do sewing machine and vacuum repair.
Right.
When I'd turn off the lights, because the basement's exactly the same,
Yeah.
it felt like something was chasing me up the stairs.
Yeah, man. Bumping this shit.
But that's always how it is, right? When you're in the basement, you shut off the light, it feels like something's behind you. You're like, oh shit, I'm gone.
When I bought my house, when you get the refrigerator's right here and then the basement door's right behind it, my basement's creepy as shit, bro. And after a few beers, one day I'm all, hello? I don't know why I said it, bro. I don't know why I said it because someone answered me, but I got real scared. I'd have peed a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Had to get shit-faced to sleep, you know? But grab some dice, but grab one apiece, guys, and roll those bad boys. Let's see what we're going to start at. 4. We're going to start at 9. So that's 12, 11, 10, 9. All right. Who rolled the biggest one?
I did.
Eric. You guys ready to answer some questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's do it, boys. Eric, what is the one thing about your job that you wish more people understood? First of all, what do you do for a living?
I'm a supervisor for Dairy Farmers of America, Fort Morgan location.
Okay. What's the one thing about your job that you wish more people understood? We're gonna record this and send it to the boys at work, by the way, just so you.
I got one word for this answer, but yeah.
I really wish people understood how quickly things turn around. Like, it's 1 minute everything's peachy king, and then the next minute, hey, we got to move 500,000 pounds of milk.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm on the horn with everybody. Hey, I need you to go here. I need you to go there. Well, why do I need to go there? Just, we got to have some place for the milk. I mean, you can go back to Leprino, but you're going to be sitting there for 6 hours.
Right.
They're full, you know. There's so much coordination that comes into it. Me and Nick, you know, it's like we get a call from dispatch and we got to move something around.
Right.
And it's, all right, what are we going to do? And we have to think on the fly all the time. Even though it might seem quiet, all the drivers are out driving around doing their own thing. They don't know how quickly the yard can turn around.
Right.
So I wish people understood that.
And next time, tell them why. Because I threw a dart at a fucking map, and that's where it hit. You want to go somewhere else, you throw the dart next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think you know what I'm saying, bro? So, hey, that's a good answer, man. These are my supervisors, by the way. So that'd be tough. So, all right, Nick, what is the one thing about your job that you wish people understood? What do you do for a living?
I am the location manager for Dairy Farmers of America.
The jefe, mucho jefe.
Yep, I'm the boss man. So.
All right, Nick. Well, what's the one thing about your job you wish more people understood?
Patience.
Yeah.
It's one thing I've really gotten better about is patience, because like Eric said here, things change on the fly and stuff, and we just got to roll with it, you know. And a lot of these guys expect answers, and we try to give them the best answer, but ultimately we got to get the milk to wherever is needed and stuff. So patience and dealing with older generation versus new generation. That's we got to have patience to explain the whys and stuff like that. So patience.
And our job is like that for people who are not familiar with the dairy industry, because we have a pretty easy job you can do until you're 70.
Yeah, we got a 70-year-old actually doing it.
We had one, and we just lost Jerry. He was 71 down here when he quit. But and then you got guys that are 21 coming in. So that's a 50-year jump between two people. You know what I mean? For truck drivers who hate each other anyway. You know what I mean? So that's
and the 21-year-olds coming in think it's too hard. They ain't got no work ethic.
It's not bad. It's a good job. So all right, Nick, we're gonna stick with you, Nick. If you were giving the commencement speech at a high school, what is the one piece of life advice that you would give the kids?
This is a good one. This is something I really thought about. Again, it's just something I've kind of learned as I've gotten older and stuff. And I was talking to my 6-year-old daughter and stuff, just trying to stand in front of her and be like, what would I tell you, And I would basically tell her that, and this is kind of sounds cliche or whatever, but to follow your dreams, and I hate to say this, but you don't really need to be a college graduate to be successful. I mean, I was a high school dropout,
right?
And I myself, I feel like I've achieved a lot in my life and stuff.
Well, we work for you, man.
Yeah. So
we hope you're successful.
And I feel like you have one life, and make it the best every moment. Everyone's given a certain amount of time, so why not make the best of it?
Yeah.
So I feel like you're gonna make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Learn from those mistakes, and those mistakes help you build character and to become who you need. So that's what I would tell kids.
That's great advice, man. Yesterday we had one along the same lines that failure is the best teacher.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's basically you learn from mistakes, right? So that's great advice, man.
Yep.
All right, Eric, if you were giving the commencement speech at a high school, what is the one piece of life advice you would give the kids?
Don't drink and drive.
Don't haul milk. Don't haul milk. None of you. It's unpredictable.
Turn on your headlights when you leave.
Yeah, for sure.
Or the brush police will pull you over in front of the grocery store.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Even though you're a professional driver. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Well, in addition to that, not having updated insurance or registration. I didn't get dinged for that. But
you don't have to go to court for it?
No, just a $24 fine for no headlights.
So unlucky. So
hey,
lucky.
no, not lucky. Respectful. Yeah. If you respect the police, you're like, hey, dude. Yeah, I fucked up. As soon as I turned that corner, I noticed that there's no street lights.
Right.
I turned them on. As the same time I turned them on, red and blues flashing. I'm like, oh shit. Turned over by Icy Ice. Had everything ready to go. I said, hey, it's outdated, but the insurance is the same number. So if you run it, it's same policy number.
You lucky bastard.
No, it's respect.
Were your tags expired? Or just
No. I just didn't have the most recent insurance card. So
that sucks. I got pulled over last time. I got pulled over. I didn't have it, so I had to go to court. It fell on my day off, thank God. And they released everybody. And I asked the DA. I was like, so nobody goes down? She's like, you donate a whole Monday to this court. That's what you do. You're here all day. That's how we punish you. And I was like, right on. I was happy there was no points or anything. So I was like, all right. But anyway, I'm sorry, Eric.
No, you're good. So try and get a foundation set before building life. If you're young, that's the time to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
That's what growing up, going to college, going to the parties. I never went to college like Nick. I'd drop out. I got my general education diploma. Good enough diploma.
Good enough. Yeah, good enough.
And here I am making money with the best that went to school. Yeah. But you gotta get your foundation set. After you're done fucking around, just build that foundation. House, car, good career. Yeah. Not just a job, get a career, and then you can start building a family, because if you're jumping from job to job, it makes it really hard.
Right.
You got to get them stepping stones in place before you start your garden.
Right.
Well, we're all going to go through shit jobs once.
Oh yeah,
We know how to,
yeah. Jobs are jobs, but that's where you're learning what you want to do. You know,
When this the first couple episodes of this podcast, there was a question that said, "What job have you hated the most in life?" And some of the jobs, everybody's had that job. They're like, this shit sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mine was in the State Fair parking lot, parking at night, where I had to break up cholos fights and them smacking their old ladies around, dude. I don't want to get stabbed for like $4.25 an hour, whatever those generous bastards are paying me, you know. But yeah, that's good advice, Eric. That's sound advice, man.
Yep.
And it's funny, they don't teach kids nowadays like the most basic things.
Oh yeah, common sense, man.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. It's
Yeah.
like,
Even like Rick Stroh is on here, and he is a car dealer,
Yeah.
and he's like, these kids don't understand how to fill out a loan. They don't feel, none of that stuff. They don't teach you that stuff, and they need to.
Yeah.
They don't understand how interest works. They don't understand any of that, and that's stuff they don't teach them. They didn't teach us.
Yeah.
You learned it the hard way. I've had some pretty high interest rates. I can bullshit you.
Debt collectors, you're like, what?
I gotta pay this shit back.
Oh yeah, I had a car repoed in Pueblo because it was broke down. I told them, "Well, you want it? Come get it. It doesn't run." They did. They bought a tow truck and they took that subject. And I was sitting there out the window going, "Dad, damn it!"
I gotta walk home or ask her a ride.
Yeah. Don't challenge a debt collector. That's what it is. Because they didn't play. They'll rob you blind, sons of bitches. All right, good answers, Eric. We're gonna stick with you. Okay. Eric, you corrected me on this. We're gonna rephrase this. And you were right, Eric. What is the most? What did you say? Did I say unusual?
Awkward.
Awkward. Thank you. What is the most awkward conversation you ever had with your parents? This is from Jacob Norris, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'll bounce right back to that foundation thing. Here a couple of years ago, I was asking my parents, why it was so hard to be able to drop my kids off for a weekend getaway. Take the wife up to the mountain or
right.
Whatever. And I was kind of like, you know what, guys, you guys need to have a solid foundation for me to lean on. I need to be able to rely on you at times. So it was. I hate putting it bluntly like that, but I kind of called them out, like, hey, dude, you could do better,
Yeah.
So it was awkward and, kind of unusual,
Yeah. I gotta be honest. I'm glad I'm not your dad. Cause I've been like, was I there when you were making them? Did I have the fun? No.
Yeah.
Guess what?
I got you out of the house. You're not my problem no more.
Not necessarily like that, but it was more of a, it'd be nice. If I knew that I had some safety net.
Did they respond? Did they?
Yeah, they responded. They were like, look, we're just going through a hard time, which it happens.
Everybody's fighting their own battle, man.
But I'll just end it there.
They're like, you remember when you were young and you and Alan, we'd lock him in the garage for like 2 days? What do you think we were doing?
Yeah.
We were drinking and making you a sibling. That's what we were doing. So, all right. Nick, what is the most unusual or awkward conversation you've had with your parents?
I think the most awkward conversation I had was when my parents had to put up their house for my bail. That was definitely weird because I got arrested. A couple days later, screwed up again. I had to go, got my bond revoked, so I had to go back to court. And my parents I was thankful that they were there,
right?
But just having these conversations with them and trying to tell them, hey, I'm going to change, and they're not seeing that. It's just, and I'm in my early 20s, so trying to,
still having fun, bro. You don't get it yet. Yeah. How much was the bail?
My first one was $4,000, then it jumped up to $7,000, and then I had another one at $15,000.
Oh man,
so, it just like multiplied, and then after that, I was just like, man, I gotta get.
Did they hook you up?
I had a really good bondsman and my parents.
Okay.
Also, yeah.
Right.
So.
Who's the bondsman? Give him a shout out, man.
He's some guy in Denver. Actually, this was over 20 years ago.
Shit, okay.
After I went through court and all that stuff, and the judge was like, if I see you again, you're going to be doing some prison time. That was the end of it. So I was like, time to grow up. So, yeah. So I was like, eeh.
But at least you did.
Yeah.
Because some people don't, man.
Yep.
Some people just take the prison route.
Yeah,
so
no.
That's madness right there.
Don't want to be bending over in front of nobody. So.
I don't get my oil checked by anybody. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
At 50, the doctor on camera. That's it. That's that. Up here, I ain't doing it. So I knew a bail bondsman in Pueblo, man. And he'd come to the club I worked at, and he would tell me stories because when they hire the bounty hunters, They stick the hellhounds on you, bro, and yeah, that's no good. Yeah. And people are dumb. They try and beat it all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, every 2 weeks I had to meet him on my payday and get him a chunk of my money and stuff. I mean, he saved my life, so I was like, oh, it is what it is.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, you're in a position where he's got you over a barrel, really. You know what I mean? So he knows it. Yep. That's why they're in that business. They don't have a soul, the bastards. All right. All right, Nick, we'll stick with you. Ironically, we'll stick with you for this next question. Nick, if you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
This one's a good one. I was thinking about just the best food I could possibly think of that, if it was my last meal and stuff. And what I really think about is good old-fashioned Mexican food.
Yeah.
I've been to some barbecues where they have fresh green chili, fresh tortillas, beans, rice. I mean, just having all that stuff. To have that all in front of me and stuff, I would just go to town. So that would be my last meal. Is just just an old lady just that knows how to cook, and I've had some really good Mexican food. So
Plus, when they kill you, man, I mean, you're gonna shit like a goose. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make it horrible for somebody.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have a hell time mopping that up. Somebody will miss you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what's your favorite Mexican dish?
Oh, my favorite Mexican dish. Actually, I was at a Mexican restaurant this morning grabbing a breakfast burrito, and I smelled menudo. I haven't had that in so long.
You like menudo?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, tortillas and stuff.
Yeah.
I used to eat it with my father-in-law, and he's gone, rest his soul. But I came home and told my wife, I said, smelling that just brought memories and stuff, so it's just like, menudo is
it's supposed to be killer for a hangover, too, man. That's
could be. I might need it after a few of these, maybe tomorrow I'll be hitting them up.
First time I had it was at Christmas at Anthony Cordova's aunt's house.
Yeah.
No clue what I was eating, man, but it was delicious.
Yeah.
You like your tripe? I go, I don't know what the hell tripe is, but it's delicious. It's stomach. It's like, that's like I tried Rocky Mountain oysters, too.
Yeah. If you don't think about it and you just eat it.
Me and CJ Jones were just eating them, and Gary Sheen's like, "How you boys like your balls?" And I'm like, "That's what a question."
Like them very good.
Yeah, I'd like to keep them, but I mean, chicken nuggets don't got veins, boys. I was like, son of a bitch. So, all right, Mexican food, man. Eric, if you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
So, I mean. It took me a minute to think about this, but fresh yellowtail sashimi.
Wow, little sushi.
It's got to be fresh, and I mean, if I had the choice, prepared by some sushi master from Japan, it would be phenomenal. I love sushi.
You're on death row. They're gonna get that fucking cafeteria guys.
Hey, but if I get to choose, right?
I mean, gas station sushi. But
no, that would be the worst. And that'd probably be worse cleanup than Taco Bell.
But I'm telling you, man. Or, man, just tell them you want the blowfish, man, because it should kill you if it's been, you know what I mean? Like,
if it's prepared wrong,
yeah. Are you a sushi fan? Like,
sushi?
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm not.
No? Have you ever eaten it, though?
I've ate it back in younger days. Okay. I stick with normal rice, sesame chicken, just kind of all that stuff. So.
You ever go to Victor's over here?
Yeah, they're good.
The grocery store has pretty good sushi, too.
Oh, yeah.
So my favorite is Little Bamboo for around here.
Okay.
Little Bamboo, excellent price, good dishes. These guys across the street, Victor's, they're good sushi. I understand why the price is the price.
Sure.
But it's a little bit too much for me because family of 6.
Oh, shit.
I go over there, that's $1.20. So
easy, bud. Easy.
That's McDonald's right there.
Yeah.
That's 80. Right. 80. I just got McDonald's for lunch, and that was $80 to feed my family.
Lisette and I just went over there when she was in town last, and it was I dropped $60 with tip and 2 of us. So but I mean, you just can't do it all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I asked him like, why Brush? Why'd you open Brush? He's all because there's so much competition in Denver. Out here, there's nothing.
Yeah.
I'm the game in town. I'm like, oh, that's smart. And they stay busy. So, all right. Eric, next question. We're going to stick with you. Eric, if you could time travel to see any musical artist in their prime in concert, who would it be? Before you answer, I got to tell you, there's almost a unanimous answer with this thing, man. People answer the same thing all the time. You told me yours. You're not it, but I just remembered yours. But who would you go see?
I had 2.
Bring both on.
Yeah.
Rage is my second pick.
Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. Yeah.
So, I mean, they put out phenomenal shows.
Right.
But my all-time favorite that I would like to go see is Frampton.
Frampton would be very cool.
Peter Frampton, he made the talk box famous. Like, like the straw adjusting the musical instrument to modify voices. You got Tupac used it in California Love. You have tons of musical artists that used it after that. I think it opened up the gate for techno and electronica.
What year? Give me a year or about an era.
1899.
Damn.
It was 1980. 86.
Who'd Frampton play with?
So he did. He was by himself. He also played with two other bands.
Wasn't that CCR? Wasn't he with Creedence?
No.
Was that too?
I don't think he was with CCR. He was with. I'd have to look it up. A couple other famous bands, but
right.
Yeah, he opened up the gate for the talk box, which also it opened up the way for auto-tune. For T-Pain. A lot of people weren't thinking of synthesizing music, and the talk box was around before Frampton, but Frampton made it famous.
He's like the Godfather right then.
So
like I'm going to see Motley Crue in Vegas here in April.
Nice.
And but it is nice, but man, that was my answer to this question, because I'd like to go see them in like the 80s. When they're in their youth, man, before the drugs all kicked in. When they were still, but Tommy Lee's across the arena ceiling and that big globe, just drums. That's what I want to see. That's why this question exists, man, because you want to see them in their prime, like when they were awesome. So, all right, that's a good answer. Nick, if you could time travel to see any musical artist in their prime in concert, who would it be?
I had to as well.
Bring them on.
AC/DC.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I've seen videos of just the crowds and those it's I can't imagine being there and just experiencing that back in when they were TNT and Thunderstruck, and you could actually see the crowd just oh man, that'd be a cool experience.
It's the best concert I've ever went to, man.
And then
awesome.
I kind of went country on this one.
All right.
Garth Brooks.
Yes.
Garth Brooks, back when he was, he was big.
When No Fences came out.
Yeah. And some of the music I've heard, and I've actually watched videos of his concerts, and just the way he gets the crowd and everything. I personally think he'd be a really good entertainer. So
it would be great to go see him back in his prime. Although I had to pick a country, it'd be King George. That's who I'd see with Garth. But Garth Brooks would be phenomenal, man. AC/DC, I saw them in the Ballbreaker tour in '96. And the show was phenomenal, dude. To this day, the best show I've ever seen, man. It was. They had an actual wrecking ball. It was at McNichols Sports Arena. That's how old I am. They had like the big city scene on top of the stage, and this big wrecking ball comes out of the middle of McNichols and starts swaying above the crowd.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
And the little bit of guitar you can hear, and it hits the city scene. It just dust and just clears, and then it comes to. We hear Back in Black, and I was like, wow. And they had little stages all over the arena, like probably 5, I'd guess. And all of a sudden, you'd see it light up, and come up, and Angus Young would be like from, 30 yards from you. It was nuts. It was so good, man. It was great.
That'd be an experience I'd ever want to see.
Oh, AC/DC, man, like in the 80s? Get out of here. That's a great answer too, man.
Yeah.
I was saying there was a unanimous Elvis is like the big one everybody go see.
Elvis, huh?
Yeah.
Did you ask him which one?
It was...
Is it the deep fried peanut butter Elvis? Or?
Die on the shitter Elvis. Which one do you want to see? Nasty. I think. Well, I understand why they answer it. I don't think they're really looking at it like I asked it. Like you guys, like AC/DC and Peter Frampton, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people answer that question, Elvis, to go back when it was just to see the crowd, to see the energy around you, like to ask all those people, do you know how big this is? Who this guy's going to be?
Yeah.
He'll be the number one entertainer. He'll be the most well-known entertainer of all time.
Yeah.
Because who else is close to him? Maybe the Beatles.
Yeah, maybe.
Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Yeah, that was nice answer too. Yeah.
Back when he was black.
Yeah.
Jackson 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And helping
Fro.
people his own age. Yeah. No, it was,
ABC.
even that monkey. I don't know. It's.
Oh, man.
But I mean, the music's legit, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
His music.
Yeah.
I love his music. And it's still good stuff, man. So, all right, Nick. Let's stick with you, Nick. If you could time travel to witness any moment in history, what would it be?
If I could time travel and witness any moment, this one was kind of a tough one because I was looking, drastic things. I kind of mentioned this to my oldest son, and he's like 9/11. I said I wouldn't want to see that. That's just that's too much for me.
Yeah.
So then I went kind of religion, and I thought, man, when Moses actually parted the sea and stuff, and all
That's a
that
good
stuff,
one.
and I was like, man, can you imagine how high this water was and
Right.
these people, and then as soon as the water comes down, I was like, man. So I went with when Moses parted.
That's the first time I've heard that one, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people have said the resurrection. A lot of people have said the birth of Christ. A lot of people, I've not heard anybody say the parting the Red Sea. That'd be crazy to see.
I think it would just be like, man, this is hell, even me walking down there like, damn, this is high.
Would you walk down there? I'd tell them,
I'd be like, I'm part of this group, not that group.
I'll catch you guys on the other side because I don't trust this shit.
I'd be holding Moses' hand like, let it go.
Because God will save him. We save me too because I got a death grip on his ass.
I guess that's a how strong is your faith question.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough. You gotta believe or take some acid with you or something. I mean, so that's a great answer. That's the first time I've heard that one. So, Eric, if you could time travel to witness any moment in history, what would it be?
This is probably a first time too. This is where I would look down at my notes and saw the 1899. So in 1899, Tesla was working on his wireless transmission system in Colorado Springs.
Wow.
I would love to see him build that tower. I am a Tesla fan through and through. The shit that he did, it set the bar for everything we're doing now.
Right.
These mics, lights, everything.
Right.
He invented AC, the alternate current.
He's the reason we have power plants and not a power plant per city block.
Yep.
Because that's what Edison wanted to do.
Yeah.
And Tesla's like, no, that's ridiculous. That's not. Yeah, that's a great answer. That's an original one, also, man.
Yeah.
They said that when Nikola Tesla died, the government took everything. And they took all his notes. I mean, so what do they have?
I'm sure.
It's in Area 51. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's right there with the frickin' aliens.
It's probably killing people right and left. And because they said he could converge electricity onto one point, right? He could power things through the air.
Yeah, he wanted to shoot the energy back through the earth to go to the other side. It would be wireless transmission, free energy. So it was a way to excite the electrons in the air because we got energy in us, in the air around us. All you have to do is get it to move.
That's nuts.
That's all you do.
I'm down for that. Utility bills,
Oh my god. Xcel Energy would assassinate that guy tomorrow. They would kill him,
Yeah, and a lot of people thought it was false, but now we have wireless charging on our phones.
It's nuts.
So think about that.
Yeah.
What he was doing, he already knew the answers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't know. We'll never know.
Technology's going to get crazier and crazier.
Oh, yeah.
But also people stand on the shoulders of giants, man. So there's people that smart now too.
Oh, yeah.
Just imagine what they're inventing.
Oh, jeez.
There's people say that our government's like 20 years ahead of us in technology, man.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee if we saw the shit they had, it would look like magic to us.
Probably like Back to the Future, where they're flying cars and all that stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably listening to us right now, dude.
Of course they are. We're live, right?
We're live. But,
recording.
but I mean, I'm telling you, man, it would look like magic. Like you would literally be like, "How the hell did you just do that?" You know what I mean? So when people get all crazy about the government and shit, I'm like, just let them do what they're gonna do because they will kill you if they have to, and you won't even know. You won't even see it coming.
They're not even going to pick on the little guys.
No.
They got better shit to do.
Yeah. We like our milk, so don't pick on those bastards. Just don't haul that shit. Kill the mouthy one though, the fat bastard. The one with the podcast that sucks. So, all right, this should be an interesting question, Eric. Who's your favorite coworker of all time?
Oh, that would be Barham. Brandon Barham.
Okay, all right.
So, I mean, you guys worked with him.
Real shortly, man. I didn't know him very well.
I brought him over. I worked in the oil field with him for probably 8-9 years. in the oil field, you got to have each other's back.
Yeah, sure.
And I mean, anything he needed, anything I needed, we were there. I mean, even now we still talk. You know, we bullshit over the amount of money that we've lost in crypto.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's no, he's definitely my number one pick.
You know, the one thing I remember about that dude is I made fun of him one day because he has like an iPhone 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kept rebuilding.
Yeah. He kept like fixing that, ordering the parts of fixing it. I'm like, what's with the iPhone, like the original iPhone? What, Steve Jobs tell you that? Or he's like, how many phones have you bought in the past 20 years? I bought this one. I was like, touche. He goes, I ordered the parts, I fix it myself, and I was like, man, that thing's like got the hard metal.
It's all tiny too.
It's tiny. It's still got the button and shit. I was like, man, that's a classic there, my friend.
Yeah.
Even DFA has upgraded their phones for past the third one, man. You know, most companies will make you use that shit, but no,
It's a size profile. He likes the small.
Yeah.
He needs the small size profile.
Yeah.
He don't want a freaking tablet walking around in his phone.
Right, and
You know?
plus he's just saving
Frugal.
mountains of cash.
Fucking frugal.
Yeah, you almost need to get a second loan just to pay for a phone.
But it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that's just insane.
That's why I went to T-Mobile, because they gave me a phone for free. And Vero didn't even care, man.
Yeah.
They're like, you'll be back, and whatever. You know, it's
Yep.
when you offer free phones, I'll be back. Because they got there and they're like, do you want the new? I think it was the 15. I think it's the 14. I don't know. I go, well, how much? Well, it's only like $30 a month. I go, which one's free? They're like, the 14. The 14 it is. That's why I'm here, man. You know, 'cause I'm cheap and I want to buy a phone. I need to make phone calls with it, man. You know, I'm not. Yeah, solving all life's problems. So, all right, Nick, who is your favorite coworker of all time?
Same thing. Ex-oil field. So I've got a guy that I've known. We've been friends for 17 years, and his name's Will Bailey, and he's actually I'm 6 days older than he is. Met his twins. His twins just turned 18, so I met his kids. He's met my kids. We just kind of went up together. I was actually his boss for a while. I ended up having to write him up and stuff.
Oh, really?
And, I figured that was going to end our friendship, but it didn't. I mean, I think once he moved up to that role, then he understood, you know. But we talk every few days, and he's over the road right now. But it's just one of those guys I know has always got my back. So
that's very cool, man. That's where you meet most of your friends as an adult, right? Is work. You work with them, or you know, that's. You don't really make friends outside of that, you know what I mean? So, except DFA, I hate all those bastards. Not a single one of them. Like,
There's stuff outside of work.
So they say. So, all right, Nick, we're gonna stick with you. Nick, what is one piece of fashion that has went out of style that you wish would make a comeback?
That's funny, because honestly, I don't think there's anything that I would
Really?
like to come back. Growing up super poor on welfare and stuff, I remember my mom going to the secondhand stores and stuff, getting clothes. I was just happy to have clothes. I was talking to my wife earlier, and I remember going there, picking out a pair of used shoes and putting them on and go outside and run and thinking they made me run faster and stuff. So, I mean, as far as fashion, I was just happy to have clothes. So I think even today, I still like a few nice things, but I'm still Walmart jeans, whatever, practical. Half the time my wife's got to give me crap, to buy myself stuff, and that's just the way I am. So,
when you have our job, you don't spend money on jeans or boots because they will be destroyed within the year. You know what I mean? You will crush jeans, but But that also, like, hairdos, man. A lot of people brought up hairdos as fashion, man. You know what I mean? Like the mullet's been requested back, or the big hair from the 80s of the girls, or you know what I mean? There's been some great answers. Remember Rocky's jeans for girls? Let's actually ask Eric before we go. I don't want to slip on his answer. Eric, what is one piece of fashion that went out of style that you wish would make a comeback?
I worked for 2 summers to afford a pair of Jinkos.
Jinkos, the big ones on the back.
So not the big ones, but the wide legs.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, they've gotten rid of wide legs. I have to buy freaking carpenter jeans because they're either tapered or boot cut. You can't find wide leg anymore. I have to buy carpenter. Carpenter is the only actual wide leg left.
That's
I gotta have room
Jinko. I remember.
I like
that.
the fact he's like the skinniest guy at work, but he wears the
the biggest clothes, yeah.
he needs the big.
I gotta swim a little.
Okay.
But that's like you and me wearing skinny jeans.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, every jean's skinny on me now, but
Yeah,
it's a curse. But it's funny because I love Janko jeans and those in the '90s. Like, well, I'm a fat bastard, so I love those bigs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now skinny jeans. I don't know who thought of that. They should beat them to death. Is what they should do.
Yeah.
The Janko. How much were they?
So the pair of kangaroos that I bought were $120.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So at $5 a yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it took me damn near 2 summers to save up enough.
And you're the kid in school that you made fun of for wearing the same damn jeans every day. But you
Fuck
paid for
yeah.
it.
Fuck yeah, I did.
When I was growing up, I wanted a pair of Air Jordans in the worst way, man. I told I had a single mom too.
Yeah.
I asked her for some Air Jordans. She laughed so hard she hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Like, so I was gonna save up, and then I realized I don't want to spend that money on a pair of tennis shoes. You know, Barclays are fine. You know, so it's funny when you got to spend your own money as a kid. Then it's all of a sudden like,
Sticks with you.
Yeah.
It's a good life lesson.
Yeah, it is. So, all right, Eric, let's stick with you. What's a movie everyone loves that you can't stand?
The original Fast and Furious was okay, but that series, I mean,
Dude.
come on. There's a lot of people that love it.
Yeah,
Now that he mentions that, it's the same exact answer.
that's your answer.
Same exact answer as Fast and Furious. They start out, keep it street racing. Now we got jumping out of planes
They're
and helicopters.
superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times does Dom hit Nos? You know, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah. So that answers came up a lot. The first Fast and Furious is one of my absolute favorite movies.
Yeah.
But they have gotten ridiculous. You know what the worst part is? When they come out with another one, I'm going to pay to see it. I know. I'll go watch it, and I'll be like, come on.
I think you do it for the cars, though. You know, you see the cars for, you know, and I'm like, that's at least why I do it. It's like, man, they got some pretty nice cars. But then when they start doing some off-wall stuff, I'm like, come on. Yeah.
Maybe they should have just started doing more Gone in 60 Seconds. That was a badass movie.
I haven't seen that movie.
You've never seen Gone in 60
That's one of those I look at and I have to see it. But you know what? Fast and Furious is a stolen idea. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Point Break, man. Point Break is the original one. Instead of bank robbers, they have semi-thieves.
Yeah.
There's a group of guys, instead of street racers, they're surfers. The FBI agent infiltrates them, falls in love with one of them, then becomes rogue with them, and runs off with them, and lets the guy go at the end. Patrick Swayze lets him go
right there on the beach,
and then Toretto gets let go. It's the same effing movie.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, that's so crazy.
It's not. You never thought about that, did you?
No, I never thought about that.
Yeah, think about it, man. It's the same damn movie, dude.
That's crazy.
Stupid Point Break. Because they don't remake shit now, or that's all they do is remake shit now. So oh, my phone decided to go ahead and black out on me. But no, that's the same answer for both of you.
Yep.
Yeah, Fast and Furious. And for the first one, in my book, I love the first one. Man.
Oh, yeah.
See, I was thinking, I was like, one show that annoys me more than anything, my wife, she always watches Grey's Anatomy. Man, that just...
Really?
Yeah.
Like all 47 seasons or whatever
that's what
it
I
is?
mean. It just keeps going and going. I'm like, God dang, you know? It's like... And then New Doctor, and I'm just like, then she'll watch it all, and then she'll start back from season 1 and start all over again. And I'm like, you don't remember this part? And she's like, no. And I'm like, how can you not?
Because there's 47 series, man. It's so long.
I guess I just got a good memory because,
is it still going?
Now we're watching Walking Dead again, so
yeah.
I got that thing memorized already.
Right.
So yeah, but
I never finished it. I never finished The Walking Dead.
Yep.
I got up to the point where the Whisperers showed up.
Yep.
They dressed like the dead or whatever. And I quit watching because it's the same premise over and over.
Oh yeah.
They move to a new place, fend off some zombies, fight another group of humans for resources, beat them, but lose half of them and then recruit half of them, and then they move to the new place. So kind of tough, man. I don't dig that at all, man. That's tough. And Grey's Anatomy, I don't know, man. It's wild. So
I was the one that left when Glenn got killed.
Did you? You
said
fuck
no,
I got
dude.
his head beat in.
Yeah,
and stuff.
dude.
I
I
was
said
like,
nope. I'm done, and so did half of the viewers.
Yeah. They killed it.
Yeah,
They killed it.
Yeah.
They should have kept him.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Morgan Negan is a fantastic
Oh, yeah,
actor,
yeah.
man. He's a badass dude, you know. Even when he does like interviews, he's still wearing the leather jacket and the glass. He looks like he'd kick your ass, man, you know.
But when you see him like that in Walking Dead, and then he plays like in Grey's Anatomy, where he played that nice guy, and he ends up dying. Yeah. And he dies. I think he dies of cancer or something. But he's like a super nice guy, and I'm just like, every time I see him now, it's Negan. It's like, I don't care how nice you are, it's always Negan.
Right, right.
All I see is Lucy in your hand, and you're beating some dude's head in. So, yeah.
Well, excuse the shit out of me. Yeah, no, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
But sometimes you watch those shows because you get so invested in the characters, right?
Yeah.
I finally finished it. It was the Fear the Walking Dead series. Did you watch that?
A little bit.
So I liked it. The first 2 seasons are really good because it shows when the outbreak happens. Like they don't know what's happening. These people are on drugs. Like it's got the helicopter showing the ambulance, the guy biting the paramedic. They don't know, and so all of a sudden one day they wake up and it's on. You know what I mean? But it shows a slow progression into it.
I wish I probably should see that.
They got Dead City too now. It just came out.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
But it's horrible at the end, Nick. Like the past couple, they run out of ideas quick. You know what I mean? It's painful to watch, bros.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Who went to that one first? You both ended.
We both
all right.
said Fast and Furious.
So Nick, we'll stick with you, the fun one. Nick, how would you explain color to a blind person?
You know what's funny? I actually did some research on this, just kind of Googling, just kind of brainstorming, because being around deaf kids and stuff, you know, I remember, I remember a mountain man coming in, and he brought an old musket gun in and stuff, you know, and he loaded it up without the ball, but he had everything, the gunpowder and everything, and he went to go fire this off, and the deaf kids were all plugging their ears. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys can't hear it and stuff. So I try to use that concept of how you try to explain that, you know, because I've been around a lot of deaf kids in camps and things like that. And as far as colors, I think the only way you could really explain that to a blind person would be a sense of touch. Red to me would be like heat.
Right.
So if you feel something hot, that's kind of you explain that as heat. You know, blue would be like water, ocean, and just kind of going through all the colors. White, soft cotton, soft blanket and stuff. You know, that's what white would be. So I think they would have to almost touch something in order for you to explain what a color would be. And that's just kind of gray. I thought about dust, sweat. You know, things like that. So that's, I mean, just, something they can actually put their hands on and be like, okay, this is what this color is.
That's a good answer, man. This question has kicked everybody's ass so far. This might be close to the last episode this appears on. Matt Gordon brought this question for episode 1, and I was like, holy shit, really, man? All right. I told you I would, but it's been fun to listen to the answer. People had to think about it. But I'm told that Eric actually has the right answer. So, Eric, how would you explain color to a blind person?
I really like that one.
Yeah.
I went with audio. So, color is like a sound, divided into shades, with white being high treble, browns and grays being mid-range, and black being bass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went with a different mode on that. The lighter color spectrum, the more it pops out, and metallics reflect light like an echo. So if I was to explain black to somebody, it'd be absorbent, you know, like a real deep bass.
That's good.
And like white would be like a real high, like an alto, you know.
Right.
So and then like if I were to explain silver to somebody, I'd say it just takes the light and reflects it back off of itself like an echo off of the wall.
Right.
Because deaf people or blind people, they rely on sound like deaf people would rely on sight. You know, whenever you lose a sense, it heightens your other ones. So the only way that I could explain it to somebody without a sense is to use one of their other senses.
Right.
Like Nick. I mean, I thought his answer was.
I think both answers are good, man.
Freaking.
You guys have teamed up to do the best so far. Some people are like, give them a bag of Skittles and tell them to taste fucking rainbow. I mean, that's how someone, you know.
Open your mouth. Hey, what's this taste like?
Here's the blue one. But that's actually my answer was through taste.
Yeah.
You know, like I'd give them some minty for green. something spicy for red, something cold for blue. You know what I mean? Like that's how I would do it. You know, like mustard would be yellow, really something really bitter and tart. You know, it's crazy. I mean. Kudos Matt Gordon for the question because it's kicking people's ass.
I had to research this one. So I was like, man, this one's kind of tough. So,
and I mean, I'm sure they're curious what a color is. I mean, you want to know, right? That's wild. That's great.
And I didn't know any blind people to go, hey, explain this to me. You know, how would I explain color to you? That'd be nice to have a blind person as a friend. You know?
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, I'm blind, you asshole. You try to say Nick, you know. So Nick, what is a talent you wish came naturally to you?
This one, I've always been fascinated by pianos, playing pianos. I wish I could just go up to the piano and actually just play. And it's not so much like classical. Right. I like the fast, what was that movie? Balls of Fire and stuff.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, where where they just get on it and just go crazy on the piano and stuff. Or I've been real fascinated with drums. You know, downtown Denver, I saw guys with buckets, and just some of the beats those guys do, and it's just like, how do you guys think of this? Just sit. I mean, I know they practice and stuff a lot, but just to be able to just to sit there and think about all these beats and stuff, So
that's a talent that comes naturally to them.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't get it either, man.
Yeah.
I've always wondered. Well, I'm going to ask Eric before I say what I wondered, so I get his answer, so I don't step on him. Eric, what's a talent you wish came naturally to you?
Patience.
Patience. That's a great
answer.
It
is a talent. It is a talent. You either got it or you have to strive to work on it. Because, when I was in the oil field supervisor, I was a dispatcher, I was a pusher. Nick knows. You can tell some motherfuckers off real quick. Hey, you want to leave? Go ahead. I got 7 guys waiting to start. Go ahead. Kick rocks. I'm done. I'll go jump in the truck, whatever. But in corporations, you really got to bite your tongue, step back, and think before you talk. And I'm really striving for it, and I wish it would come more natural.
That's not the first time that answer's been given either. Patience. I was shocked. Doug Shasso is the retired cop. He said he had a boss at one time that would bring him in, chew his ass, and then tell him, "Come on, let's get lunch." You know what I mean? It was over. It's over. It's done. You know what I mean? You do better, and we're good. And Doug goes, "I'd kill to have that kind of patience." Doug's like, "You pissed me off. I'm mad for like 2 weeks at you." It was hilarious. He's like, his daughter's with him, and he's like, "This one right here, pissed off for months at a time sometimes." And I'm like, "I get it, man. I get it." But that patience that's a hell of a one, Yeah. Piano would be cool too. Do you ever go to the dueling piano stuff, Nick?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've watched piano players just play music played today, and it's just it's amazing just to watch them just, hey, can you play this song? And they just automatically just do it. And I'm just like, man, that's just, and I don't know, it's just a melody that really that I like it. So
I've always wondered how bands make music.
Yeah.
Like you got how does the guy writing the material, writing the lyrics, work with the guy with the guitar and the drummer? How do they know how fast to make it, how slow to make it? I don't understand that. I cannot wrap my mind around it.
Well, you guys have probably seen Hustle and Flow. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, man. Have you seen that? Hustle and Flow? He starts off with 2-key, and then they start adding in the bass and all this other stuff, and then the guy just starts his lyrics. I'm like, how do they just come up with stuff like this?
I have no idea.
It's like, dang.
It blows my mind because I'd love to play the guitar, man. Yeah. I've bought like 3 guitars in my life, dude, and I've ended up selling 2 and giving one away because I'm like, that's too much for me. I can't figure that shit out, I bought every Guitar on Dummies book I bought because I wanted in the worst way to play it. And no dice, man, no dice. But no, I've always been just fascinated with musicians, just fascinated with how they do it, man. I mean, like Weimer, Weimer's a drummer, right? Yeah, dude. And to listen to him talk about it was crazy. You know what I mean? So Weimer, Randy Weimer. That's son of a bitch. Weimer was great on this stuff. Him and Funderheide are gonna be the couple on here together, so that ought to be interesting. That whole
nice.
That'd be.
Everybody's ever think they're related or something.
They look like they sound like brothers. When they were on here together because Cage didn't show up, fucking Jerry. But so Weimer sat in as a co-host, man, and they start bickering and stuff, and I'm like, you guys want me alone, or you guys want to knock one out, or what?
Well, Jerry's been on here a lot, hasn't he?
Oh yeah. Jerry's very good at this stuff. He's got that personality for it to be the co-host. You know, Jerry laughs at everything. You know what I mean, he's a good dude, man. But and he's got that right amount of shit talk behind him. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't give two shits about my feelings because he says horrible shit to me. So when I say shit to him, people are like, hey, I'm like, oh no, you don't know the shit he just said to me. You know, I got therapy over it. So all right. Last question. This one came from Brandon Lake. Eric, what in life do you take for granted the most?
Probably my first world problems.
Yeah? Good answer.
So I try to stay humble because I know we got it good over here. You know, I don't have to worry about where my next meal's coming from. I don't have to worry about where I'm laying my head. Right. I don't have to worry about if my kids are safe. I don't have to worry about, you know, guns down the street.
Right.
You know, when I'm like, damn it, I don't want this for dinner.
Yeah.
And then I sit back and I'm like, fuck, I have dinner.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a great answer, dude. It's a great answer.
I try not to let it, you know, become that, but you know, it is. Yeah. I mean, honestly, first world problems.
Right. Yeah. Right. And the stuff sometimes you just start bitching about until you stop and you're like, all right, you know, it's not horrible, dude. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get it. We're all guilty of it. Yeah. We're horrible about it. Everybody's bad about it. You know what I mean?
Well, my father, I'm from Venezuela, and my father still lives down there. And there was the times that we send him, you know, $150, and $150 would last him 6 months. I mean, he lived like a king down there.
That's
and
nuts.
just to sit there and think about that, and I sent him a care package. Went to Walmart, spent about $100 worth of stuff. I was like, well, what do you want that you missed that you haven't had in years? And he's like, men's deodorant, because down here all they have is Secret. So all the men wear Secret deodorant stuff. So I got him some Old Spice, you know, deodorant. He hadn't ate chocolate in like 10 years, so I sent him some chocolate, beef jerky, just things like you said that is every day for us, but you send it down there. And I mean, he called me crying because he was like, I feel like it's Christmas all over again, you know, and it's just like, I can go down the store and just buy this for nothing, you know, and it's like, it's just crazy how you lose sight of that, so yeah.
Not to get off subject, so it was the last time you talked to him?
It's been probably 10 years.
Oh, it's been a while since you talked to him?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about your palm reading or whatever.
What
they told you about your dad, what was going to happen? I was wondering if they were right or not.
Oh, that's probably why I haven't heard from him, so I don't know.
Because you went to a
I went to a medium.
Medium, okay. Yeah.
And the medium's like, about a year you're going to be, your other parent's going to be gone, and I haven't I don't want to know that. So
that's crazy. I'm just curious about it. That's nuts. Because I mean, that's a different story for the time. So, all right, Nick, what in life do you take for granted the most?
Time.
Yeah.
I just being in my mid 40s, you know, and I call back home. I got some friends at home in Akron, and just kind of keep eye of people I grew up with and stuff. And recently had a kid that was a couple years younger than me pass away from a heart attack, you know, and it just makes you think, you know, it's like, man, I'm in my mid 40s and there's people dying that are younger than me, you know, and it's just like, you know, it's not that it like, you know, I don't want, I do want to do everything I want to do, but it just makes you really, you know, like, man, it's, I got to quit putting energy on stuff that I can't control, fix, or anything like that, and actually, you know, just try to make the best of everything right now, because, I mean, tomorrow is never guaranteed, and I know we hear that saying is tomorrow, you know, and it just, I think the older we get, that's when we really, I think after I hit 40 is when it was like, man, this is crazy. And then, you know, both my parents are gone and stuff, and then, you know, then you start seeing people going, and then I'm like the senior, like, oh shit, you know, I'm gonna be the next one, you know. It's like, geez, you know, and I guess it just really, you know. I'm
gonna throw a question at you guys. It's not on the. It's made its way through the rounds, but it was a question that if you had the choice to have a 1-minute conversation with your future self or your past self, what would you pick? And I'm gonna ask you a question because if it's the future self, I have this question for you. The rule of thumb is I say half your age either way. So I'll be 50 in July. So I talk to 25-year-old Larry or 75-year-old Larry, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you go to the future, you might not be there, but if you are there, or the future comes back to talk to you and tells you like you need to get your shit together with your health and stuff. Do you listen to him? Because right now you know you should be doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
But with even a 75-year-old Nick or whatever, 70-year-old Nick, would you listen to him?
Man, I'm sitting there thinking about when I was 25. That's all when I was all in my trouble and stuff,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, I think at that time I would go back into the past
Would
and
you?
actually tell myself to quit worrying about. Growing up poor and stuff, I felt like I had to prove something to myself.
Yeah.
So I went through. I was in the oil field for a lot of years.
Right.
Made a lot of money and got everything I wanted materialistic that I felt that I missed when I was a kid. So once I achieved all that and got everything I needed and stuff, it was like, okay, now what? You know? And, sold all that stuff and now I got to live. And I think if I could have a chance to tell myself that doesn't matter, you don't need that. Focus on now and what you could do with your life.
Right.
Yeah.
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 About you, Eric.
Well, now that you gave me a choice to go into the future,
Or the past. Your choice.
for sure, because if I'm 40, so half my age, 60,
Right.
right,
Or 20. Yeah.
or 20, okay, my 20-year-old self's not gonna fucking listen.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Right.
20-year-old me, nah, good luck. I'd probably think I was just hallucinating anyway.
Yeah.
or have too many of these. You're like, hey man,
Well,
am I seeing things?
Oh my God, do we really get that fat? I gotta do some sit-ups.
So I wouldn't change a thing right now.
Okay.
I am right where I want to be. If I went back and talked to my past self, I would change the outcome of where I am today. I am content
Yeah.
and happy.
That's good.
Okay.
All right.
So if I had the chance, I could go to future 60-year-old me and be like, what do I bet on? How do I make the money?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Okay, well, I'm
because I could change my future from now because I'm going forward, but then I'm coming back to where I am. Okay.
But it's the same thing, Eric. You'd be changing your future. I mean, you'd be warping. So how do you know you'd even be there at 60? Though you might win the lottery, decide you want to do cocaine and hookers for the rest of your life, and die at 50. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it didn't work the first time that happened.
Yeah,
so.
you weren't a millionaire the first time it happened, Eric. The hookers, no cocaine will be a much higher grade now. You'll be,
So, I mean, so I don't know what the future brings.
Right.
All I can control is now.
No.
Yeah.
So because of that, I know whatever I do in the past is going to change right now.
Right.
I can only change what happens in the future.
Right.
So
Right.
I would change what happens in the future, and my future self would never know.
Right.
Because if I change something tomorrow, future me is gone.
Well, it depends on what you have as a theory for time travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it create a whole new timeline, or does this timeline change?
It splits me off on a different one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
See, my answer to that was, because Adam Vokey brought that question. I love that question.
Yeah.
Because he's a thinker also. I would go back and I was a 25-year-old Larry, but I would tell myself very vague advice to not give anything away in the future, but I would just tell myself, like, you're going to lose a lot of people in your life that you love and respect, and people you don't want to live without, and it's going to mess you up.
Yeah.
So things you think are important aren't that important, man. Things you start running for aren't that important, man. Make sure you take time for people, man. Make sure the people in your life you spend every possible activity you can do or a moment you can have with them. Make sure you do that. That'll be important in your life.
Yeah, because phone calls and hearing their voice is
Right.
gone.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you've lost friends.
Yeah.
I've lost friends, Eric. You've lost friends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy to think you never get.
Yeah.
I still wrap my mind around death. I have a hard time with it. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never get that phone call. So,
Yeah.
on that depressing as shit note, guys, I want to thank you so much for coming on. Did you have fun?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys were a bit nervous?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
A little bit.
But it's okay now, right?
No, I'm good, but yeah.
Yeah, you guys do it again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You bring your daughter on the old podcast, and we'll get her back on the path.
Oh yeah, she's got some cop stories. So
Oh,
that'd be
those,
kind of cool.
yeah, those will be wild, man. So, before we go, though, I do want to say thank you to the Brush Emporium here at 210 Clayton Street. Thanks for giving this spot down here to have this podcast. This place is ran by some people that are local people, for local people who support this community, man. You can come down here, buy gifts. They have pizza. You guys eating here?
Actually, when my wife was dropping me off here, she was picking up a pizza and some wings. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what wings? What wings?
I don't know. Hopefully, I'll have a few when I get home.
Parmesan, homie. Garlic Parmesan are awesome. Eric, you eating here?
I have.
Okay.
I love their pizzas. They're freaking great.
They are great pizzas, man. It's not that generic corporate pizza, the Pizza Hut Domino's shit. But anyway, 210 Clayton Street. Come by, check these guys out. It's a local business. If you don't support local business, it goes away, man. So come support them. They've been awesome in this podcast. Also, if you've enjoyed what you saw today, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there's a little red dot. That's our subscribe button, man. Click that. It's a little click for you, but a huge click for us, man. We appreciate the support. And guys, thank you so much again, man.
Thank you.
All right. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Easy peasy, right?